And my mother, I remember when I was 7 years old, I woke up one Saturday morning. I could have swore I heard my mother's voice. And I got up out of my bed. I ran into the living room where my grandmother was at. She was sitting in a rocking chair. And I said, "Where's Mom?" And she said, "She's not here." And I said, "Yes, she is. I just heard her voice." And she said, "No, she's not here. She just called on the phone. She's in jail." And so I remember that happening many times when I was a child. I would go and visit my mother in jail, and I would be sitting on one side of a glass, and she would be on the other side of a glass in either a green or an orange uniform. So that happened many times actually when I was a child. And so, I don't know if you know what type of effect that has on a person, but if you imagine a baby who develops a very close relationship with his mother over the course of a 3-month period, and then the mother suddenly disappears, what does that do to that baby? So babies don't understand what's going on. They don't have logic. They can't comprehend why the mother is not there, where the mother is at, or even that there's a possibility after an extended period of time that the mother may come back. And so over the course of my childhood, this happened on and off. She would show up and be gone. She would show up and be gone. And so what that does is that in infancy, we all learn pain, right? But if that's your pain, if that traumatic experience is your pain as an infant and it happens over and over and over and over again, what happens is that this baby enters in and out of survival mode over and over and over. And so what happens is that child gets to a place of being in constant stress. Because when you're in survival mode, you're tense, right? And so that baby's in a constant state of stress. And so what happens is that at some point that baby has to learn how to deal with that stress in some kind of way, right? He has to learn how to escape the pain that he's in, escape the stress that he's in, right? And so as a child, what you can do is you can play with friends, right? Or you can play sports, or you can do other things. But if you keep having this experience, it's like a hardcore game of peekaboo with your mom, where when she goes, "Peekaboo, peekaboo," right? But then she closes, and then she just disappears. And you don't know when she's coming back. And then she does come back. She shows up, she's like, "Peekaboo," right? But then she disappears. And so that happened throughout my childhood. So if you look at the statistics, and you look at me, right now, I should actually be buried somewhere in Atlanta in a grave or locked in a prison in rural Georgia somewhere, but I'm not, because I had circumstances that were forced upon me, but I made a choice about what to do with those circumstances. Eventually, I chose to respond positively, right? Because I wasn't made to quit, and I wasn't made to give up, and I wasn't made to walk away, right? That's not my story.